Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making Fioretto with Miso Bagna Cauda and Miso Espuma, or miso foam.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Well, as you heard, today we're making Fioretto. And that's this here. And it's a hybrid between cauliflower and broccoli. And it tastes great. So we're making that with a Miso Bagna Cauda and then a miso foam or a Miso Espuma on top. And we're going to put just some seasoning on top of that. But before we have a look at what we have here on the board, I won't say ingredients because most of it is done already. Do me the huge favor, if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon so that you get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now let's have a look. So obviously our Fioretto, you can see the resemblance of obviously cauliflower from the flower, but also the broccoli from the stem. So that's our Fioretto. Then we have here our Miso Bagna Cauda, and I'll show you how I did that. These are the ingredients we need for our Miso Bagna Cauda. We have 125 milliliters of olive oil. We have 40 grams of miso paste, aka miso, the dark kind. We have a good pinch of chili flakes, 25 grams of garlic, and we're going to need half a lemon, or the wedges of half a lemon. So let's start with the lemon, and we'll also grate our garlic, but we can grate that straight into our olive oil afterwards. So we'll start with the lemon. As I mentioned, we need the wedges, so we're going to just peel it. And we only need from half of it, but I'll peel the whole thing and then I can use the other wedges for something else. Put that aside, and then to make the wedges, you see it has these, well, you call them skin lines or whatever you want to call them, but it's dividers. So you just cut in and then you get a wedge out like that. So we do that for half of this lemon. And then we'll continue with the garlic. And already now we can put everything into a pot. Our chili flakes and the miso. Now we're going to break these up, but they can be broken up in the pot as well. So we just put in our wedges. And now for our garlic. And obviously if you don't have a grater like this or a grater, you can always chop the garlic up. Or I prefer to do it this way. So just grate up your garlic and put it in the pot as well. I'll see you once that's done. And that's done as well. Just put it in. Now we can just mix this up a little bit. Now we're going to put this on the stove. Very low heat for about 20 minutes or so. I have it, my stove goes from 0 to 9 and I'll leave it on 3. And you can even try to break up the lemon a bit, the lemon wedges. So we'll put this on the stove. 15-20 minutes, stirring it every once in a while. And then we'll just fill it into a bottle, and that's our Miso Bagna Cauda. Really simple, not many ingredients, and nothing complicated. Here we have our Miso Espuma, and I'll show you how we did that. For our miso foam, or Miso Espuma, we need 325 grams of olive oil, 40 grams of vinegar, we need 5 egg yolks, 2 whole eggs, 50 grams of normal miso. We need 40 grams of Xanthan base, which is basically the Xanthan powder that you can buy. And you just mix it as it says on the container. I think it's normally 3 grams to 1 kilo of liquid. So 1 liter of water, 3 grams. And you need 40 grams of that mix. And we have 8 grams of salt. Now we're just going to mix everything together except the oil and just make it like a mayonnaise. So I'll just get another container. Put it down here. Get our miso in there. Make sure we get everything. And also our Xanthan base. We just get our hand mixer out. Now it's going to get loud, but we'll mix this first. Make sure that's well mixed, and now we start with the oil. And as always, a little bit at a time. I'll put this away. And the consistency we have now is like a very light mayonnaise. So that's what we need. Get rid of this. I'll just double check if we're happy with the salt. Perfect. Now we're going to transfer this to a siphon. And I put the cloth underneath because I know I'm going to probably spill. There we go. Obviously I did spill, just not on the cloth. Now we put the lid on. And before we use this, make sure it's closed. We're just going to warm it up in a water bath. You don't, obviously it has egg in it, so you don't want it to boil or anything like that, but just warm it in a water bath. But that's our Miso Espuma, or our miso foam. Again, yes, you need to buy Xanthan, but any well-stocked supermarket has that. And don't be afraid to use it. It's not difficult. You don't need a lot. Dishwasher is done. So don't be afraid of this. And these are, you can get them at any kind of kitchen store. And then we just have our seasoning. And it's just Shishimi Togarashi, some sesame seeds, and a bit of Nori that I kind of crunched up. And I like to use that on top of a lot of things. You can put it on top of pasta. And this again kind of goes back to the Itameshi team that we've had a couple of episodes now. I promise you we'll get other stuff as well. But the first thing we have to do is to prep the Fioretto. Now you can use the whole thing basically. But for the dish today, we're just going to use the tops. So just cut off the tops like that. You can use this and make a wonderful soup, so I will keep them. But cut off the tops. This will be enough for probably 2 portions. At the same time, you see that pot there? It's with oil. We're going to deep fat fry these. So heat up your oil at the same time. And when I see you next, we'll be over at the stove frying these up. So our frying oil is up to 160. Putting in our Fioretto. I'm doing it with one of these spoons so that it doesn't splash. And this will go relatively quick, so get a paper towel in a bowl so that you can lift it out into that afterwards. And it's slowly starting to get the color we want. Probably another minute. So I'm happy with this color. We're going to take them out now. Put them on a paper towel. And then I'll see you at the board again. We'll plate this up. So we'll take our Miso Bagna Cauda, shake it well. We're going to marinate. Don't be shy. Like that. Just mix it with our hands. this up. Like so. Our miso espuma is ready. Before we put it on though, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about the episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there. Takes you about a second, but it's so valuable to me to get my content out there in the YouTube universe. So please do me that favor. Now, espuma. Like that. And last but not least, our topping. And that's it, a Fioretto with Miso Bagna Cauda and Miso Espuma. Let's dig in. This is gonna be good. Still enough of a crunch there on the vegetable. So nice and creamy with the espuma. And the power of the Bagna Cauda. The acidity of the lemon, the harsh garlic. It's a wonderful dish. Probably more of a starter or a side. And it's versatile. You can do it with Brussels sprouts, flower sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, Fioretto, like we did it today. So many things, or any vegetable for that matter. But I think it's nice if the vegetable has a bit of a bite to it. A bit of a bite and a bit of a crunch. Now, it's not my recipe, as usual. Well, there are some recipes that are mine, but this is not. It's served at the Cucina Itameshi restaurant with flower sprouts at the moment. And I think the original recipe comes from Nina Mlinarevic. So all credit goes to him for an amazingly tasting dish. So good. Now, if you have any questions about the dish or the recipe, leave them in the comments below. I always answer them. And if you're not a subscriber, don't forget, hit the subscribe and check the bell icon. But all what's left for me to say now is goodbye.